What's up, everybody? Clone here, your coach of the Honolulu Dancers, with a week 6, I believe, video of the UDN. Sorry if it's a little bit late. Been a little busy with RL stuff, but we're against Love, who I believe is like 5-0 or 6-0 at this point. So very tough matchup. I believe our division got a little bit closer. In that the person in third place is a lot closer to me than it was like 2 weeks ago, but so hopefully we can keep winning, keep our momentum going forward, and stay ahead of the pack in the hunt, and hopefully this team will do that for me. But I'm going over a quick team builder. His team's on the right. It's a very scary team actually to prep for, because Mega Mall is really annoying. If it has edge, then it kind of just wins, to be honest. I actually see him potentially bringing edge on Mega Mawa, because there's no reason not to if you know it has it for sure. So it's going to be a little bit hard, I would say. But the Latias, first set of the week, Roost, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Surf. Surf is for Tran, so I can do more damage to it. Thunderbolt just does a lot of damage in general to stuff like the... what's it called? The Greninja and the Wash, and then Psychic just hits everything else pretty hard. Max speed because I need to hit the Latias, and since I'm not running Calm Mind, I don't really want any bulk. So next Pokemon is the Terrakion. Hopefully I have enough speed after Rock Polish to outspeed a +1 Scolipede. So hopefully that should go well for me, and this thing can potentially sweep in the late game. I need a lot of damage on Amoonguss first, and I also need, damage on Hariyama as well. Sorry. I think I need Mega Mall to be almost eliminated, because Intimidate is really annoying. That's about it. And I can use my Rockium one time to just blow back something. I think that's pretty much it. Pretty standard Terrakion set. But my next mon is the Zapdos. Pretty good Zapdos set. But it basically deals with the Amoonguss with the safety goggles. I cannot be put to sleep. And then it's pretty offensive, because I realized that Discharge and HP Ice hits pretty much everything on his team super effectively. So it's a really nice set. And Sub helps me with stuff like Wash and Tran, and so that I can PP stall their moves, because Magma Storm doesn't have that much PP, and Hydro Pump doesn't have that much PP, and Hydro Pump's the only thing to bring in my Sub. So I thought that this set would be pretty good. And yeah, it's pretty important, because this is kind of how I'm gonna create a lot of pressure. Not just my ability, but it's what Mon's gonna do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Speed is for... is it? I don't remember what the speed is for. It might be for... yeah, it's for a Modest Tran, I think. It might be for... yeah, it's for Modest Tran, I think. Yeah. Next mon is the Milotic. Milotic is the Flame Orb is so that I cannot be toxic by anything, more so than to deal with physical attackers such as Hariyama. It's interesting is this thing can live any 2 hits from Mega Mawile, so it'd be okay to switch this into Mega Mawile, although it is really risky. Because if you just Thunder Punch, I lose my Mega Mawile, my Milotic. Although I naturally outspeed him, he might speed creep this. I would speed creep my Milotic. What else? He has, and it's mainly the Mirror Court's mainly for the what's it called? Road Wash. Hopefully I can catch it off guard. But we'll see. Scald, Recover, and Haze, just pretty standard moves. Prevent setup, burn stuff, recover. Hariyama could be pretty annoying for this Milotic, but should be okay. Okay, so Arcanine is Shuckle Berry. Shuckle Berry is to take the Z Earthquake from Scolipede, potentially. I don't believe he'll bring Aqua Tail, just because Aqua Tail doesn't really help him break anything that Earthquake doesn't. So I believe that Shuckle will help me in the long run. Max Defense is mainly my Scolipede answer. I can't pretty much take anything from Scolipede. and E-Speed is really nice for revenge killing Scolipede, as I only need like 30. If he's like, I just need like 70% damage on him, which is easily possible. Because him setting up means he'll take damage. If he wants to set up on something like Zapdos or Milotic, he's gonna take damage, right? So it's gonna be pretty nice. What was just for the Mega Mall, so I can now play Sucker potentially. And yeah, all around pretty good mon for my team. So last one is the Snorlax, Curse Facade, Earthquake Recycle. Facade because I'm expecting Toxic from the Rotom Wash, so I want to potentially Curse and Sweep. He doesn't really have any switch into this, as it hits pretty much everything pretty hard. It can kind of deal with Mega Mall as well once I'm at +1 defense or +2 defense. And especially, this is my answer to Swellow, and it kind of deals with like Trance, Swellow, Amoonguss, as long as he's not Spore, Wash, and Latias all really well. And anything else, you know, I can set up on and potentially Facade and do a lot of damage. That's pretty much my team, and so this is what he brought. Can't say I'm too surprised, but I did think the Swallow would come for sure, because I felt like my two switch-ins, being the Snorlax and Registeel, aren't not the best Swallow switch-ins, because you can just U-turn into a fighting type like Hariyama, and then my Snorlax is in a pretty bad spot. So yeah, I felt like Swallow could have had a better matchup than some of the stuff he brought. Aside from that, no Mungus, which is kind of unfortunate because I did bring the safety goggles. Although I'm not super surprised that Mungus didn't come. I thought that Spore was really nice for him. Putting something to sleep on my team was really annoying. Because basically, my team is a defensive one and it's centered around a core defensive mons, right? So if I switch in something like my Latias to Mungus on a Spore, my Latias is basically done for the game, more or less. Which is huge for him. Or if I switch in basically anything except Roserade, and Roserade doesn't really deal with Amoonguss at all. Aside from the fact that I can like HP Psychic it, I guess, but that's not really amazing. And then he has one of the best Roserade switch-ins and Heatran in the game. But that's fine. So leading off wise, I thought that the Zapdos would probably be my best league just because it stops lead Greninja, it stops lead Wash, it stops lead Gligar, it stops lead Heatran. It pretty much matches up pretty well against everything except Mega Mawa, but he should fear the Heat Wave. So music off, yep. So I led off with it. As he goes Gligar, I think I sub here. As he goes hard into Wash, and I sub. Yeah. So I just start discharging, does a lot of damage. And important thing about that was that was two what's it called? Two Hydro Punch instead of one that he used. So then I just discharge here. No para, which is fine. He has Stone Edge, which doesn't really matter, honestly. He realizes he has Magma Storm as well. Both moves that I can easily Roost Stall. Stone Edge wouldn't have done that much. I'm just subbing here. As I believe he clicks Magma Storm here. But here I'm basically just trying to PP Stall. That Stone Edge does nothing. Not sure why he didn't just Magma again. I guess he doesn't want to get rid of his Magnus, but it's beneficial for him to click Magma Storm. Okay, just Roost here. Okay, so a little bit of spoiler there, but here I should have definitely won Hard Arcanine. I was a little bit afraid of this SDing up. Because it knew my full set and knew I can't kill it technically with anything. So I was a little bit scared of this SDing up, as if he SD'd, he just won basically. As I don't really have any form of priority, he should uses Z on my Arcanine. But yeah, I was pretty scared of this Sing up. But I was pretty confident he was gonna cook Rock Gym here, because why else would you go Scolipede? And he ends up cooking it, and it OHKOs. In hindsight, I probably would not have sacked my Zapdos here, and I'm pretty sure that this put me in a horrible position just because Zapdos was so essential for putting pressure on especially the Wash and the Greninja. As now I have no real way of dealing with them, so I go Arcanine here now. I didn't really do the calcs for Rock Gym Z on Arcanine, but apparently I do live one Rock Gym into Edge, or Slide rather. Quick Scald, no burn, which is fine. Quick Spain Split. He's correctly scattered for a Miracle, which puts me in a pretty bad spot here. And he's just trying to get me low enough. I burn him there, which is nice. I think he looks Volt here, as I could have clicked Miracle here, but realistically it's fine. He went Tran, back into Wash. So at this point I'm still thinking of Terrakion sweeping, but I'm basically trying to get him to click Volt on my Melodic. As like Miracle something. He's wasting more Hydros. This is where like Zapdos would have been really nice, just because it deals with this Rotom pretty well, just because Sub deals with Toxic and then Discharge does a lot, as you saw from like turn 1, I think, turn 2. As he bolts there, but Haze, he goes into this, which is pretty annoying. I Scald, no burn. He Mega Horns, he hits. And then I have to go Arcanine E-Speed here, but he Earthquakes. Oh, I misplayed here. I remember now. I should have clicked E-Speed there. I don't know why I didn't. Or I should have clicked Feralibus there. I think I was predicting him to not want to risk anything, so he goes Mawile here. But realistically, this Snorlax is gonna have a hard time sweeping him just because I don't have an attack buff. And Earthquake doesn't do enough. I do get damage on this Mawile though. I think they'll go Terrakion here. And I have to click Earthquake. I cannot risk him. I cannot risk setting up just because it's kind of late game and I'm sure he would be fine sacking them all well. I go into my Arcanine here. Go into my Latias. I misclick here and I don't Mega Evolve, which I don't think mattered too much. As I didn't predict. If I predicted right and I clicked Psychic, then it would have mattered, but I didn't predict correctly. And he gets the Toxic off, which more or less means that's game. As I kill it here, he goes into his Tran. As I Surf, he's just trying to get me low. And if he goes Gwen here, he wins. But he goes Gulpy, which is interesting. I thought that this was a little bit of a throw here, as if he kills me and doesn't miss, then I have the potential to set up the Rock Polish and sweep. But he does have Water Shuriken, so if he got like 3 hits, then he would have won as well. And Scopy technically would have been at +2 speed, so he would have been able to hit me twice as well, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. 1-0 loss, which it's not the worst loss in the world, but I did misplay in a couple turns, which kind of happened to me a lot this season, where I misplay a little bit, make some wrong reads, and then it ends up costing me the game. And probably what happened with Zapdos, and I guess the Latias on Greninja turn, I probably should have clicked Psychic there. looking back at it. Especially if it 2-hit KO'd. I'm not 100% sure if it did, but I think it might have. But if I click Psychic twice there, and it put me in a really good position just because I'm outside of a Mega Horn range. So the only way he realistically can kill me would be Mega Horning into Dark Pulse, I believe. And he would have to hit Mega Horn, which technically probably would have won him the game as well. Yeah, because he does outspeed my Terrakion. I guess if he clicks Water Trick and he doesn't get enough hits, then I could win, but the only realistic way... My Terrakion had a really hard time winning, technically, if he had Greninja. If this was a Swallow instead, then there's a decent chance of me winning the game, but he ended up bringing the Gren. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Currently, I believe 3-3. Yeah, I think 3-3 right now, which is okay, I guess. I'm still 500, but I'm really trying to get 2 wins above 500 at some point this season. It's kind of like a win-loss, 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 win-loss so far for me. But, you know, Love is a pretty good coach, so it's not the worst thing in the world losing 1-0 to him. Definitely could have been much worse. But, that's pretty much it for the video. I play Retro next. I believe he's like 1-5, so hopefully I can get the W off him. And then after that, I have a pretty difficult road schedule, or I have some pretty difficult matchups, but I'm gonna be able to hopefully get through them. And that's pretty much it, though. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.